Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I have always opined on this platform on many occasions that William Ruto is the easiest president to remove from office via the ballot in 2027, because William Ruto has lost the narrative, the hustler narrative. William Ruto has done nothing so far for Kenyans. If you were to ask any Kenyan to show you what William Ruto has done in the last 3 years, they will not be able to pinpoint any single project William Ruto has done. And as a matter of fact, the rage against William Ruto amongst Kenyans is currently at its highest level. Kenyans are very angry and very bitter with William Ruto. But the question has always remained, who can remove William Ruto from office in 2027? So far, from the political setup, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is definitely going to contest for the presidency. But let me ask you, do you think Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can remove William Ruto from office? Majority of Kenyans are doubtful whether he can, unless Kenyans just decide that, Sisi, we are tired with this guy, we just want to remove him. Raila Odinga might not be on the ballot in 2027. But again, even if Raila Odinga were to be on the ballot, majority of Kenyans no longer trust him, which means they cannot give him the kind of support they would have given him because he worked with William Samoei Arap Ruto. So the question is, who can remove William Ruto from office? Let us go back to the Gen Z protest. When the Gen Zs started protesting against the finance bill, they emerged as a very strong force. They were faceless, they were tribeless, and they were leaderless. Up to today, majority of Gen Zs are still very bitter with Raila Amolo Odinga because they believe that they were almost removing William Ruto from office through a revolution. But Raila Odinga came between them. So they're still very bitter. Then, you know, the way the government normally operates, they started cracking down on the Gen Zs. They really wanted to know who was behind the Gen Zs, who are the faces behind the Gen Zs, who are their leaders, and why are they tribeless? Because the truth is, the Gen Zs were tribeless. They got the support from across the republic. When the protest began, out of the 47 counties, 43 participated in those protests. So that shocked the government. So they started trying to figure out who were the leaders. So when the protest, when the Gen Zs were subdued after Raila Odinga handshake with William Ruto, certain faces started emerging. Kasmuel McOure emerged, Mercy Tarus emerged, Kebaso Morara emerged, and others. And they were unique in their own ways. I think there were some 2 or 3 others who also emerged very strongly. Another young lady, I think from the mountain, they emerged very strongly. But still, there was the element of we are faceless. Nobody was willing to take the face of the Gen Zs. As we speak, I can only pinpoint that those 3 were the only ones remaining. And at some point, I think it must have been on 3rd of this month, I did a video on this platform that Kebaso Morara might actually be the secret card the Gen Zs could use to remove William Ruto from office. Because Morara had started conducting the civic education, and Kenyans were really excited about whatever he was doing. He became very popular, he became very famous, and Kenyans loved Morara. Kasmuel also continued with these activities with the full support of Kenyans. Of course, Mercy Tarus and the others. But I knew deep down that the government was looking for a weakness in each one of them. For those who follow the 48 laws of power, if you go to law 33, it always tells us that you must always discover the thumbscrew. Each one of us has a weakness. So the government, in my view, was trying to get the weaknesses of these guys. I can assure you, they got it yesterday. And moving forward, these guys will never be the same. So in this video, I want us to focus on incidents which took place yesterday. Mercy Tarus fighting with Morara over a slogan, Kenya ni home, and the alleged meeting between Kasmuel McOure and the majority whip in the National Assembly, Sylvanus Osoro. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates, and the money will be delivered instantly into your M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and of course, if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, allow me to dive in. Let me begin by looking at Morara. You see, Morara emerged from the civic education he was doing. He was highlighting the corruption in government. And of course, whatever Morara was doing was resonating so well with Kenyans. For example, when the president was in Kisumu here, Morara came after the president left. And Morara highlighted the Kabunyo Kanyagwal project, which is 2 point something billion, which the president launched and left. At the end of the day, Morara took Kenyans through white elephants across the country. Then Morara, in his own wisdom, decided to seek for support from Kenyans. He wanted to raise money for public address, 1.2 million. Within no time, Kenyans raised that money. He bought a vehicle and a public address system. And after that, on this channel, and I'm going to share the link, I explained or offered unsolicited advice to Morara on the 5 mistakes he needed to avoid. And one of the mistakes I advised him to avoid was infiltration. He needed to know who was supporting him, the motive they are supporting him, and why. Because they are genuine Kenyans. There are many Kenyans who are supporting Morara and are still supporting him because of what he's doing. But there are Kenyans who are supporting him to infiltrate. There are Kenyans who are supporting him to come up with propaganda. So the other day I was shocked when Morara told the Kenyans that a Kenyan had donated a very big office, a residence, big one, for him for free.
Nafikiria Mr. Morara, niko na swali kwako. Niulize. Na kuulizaje? Nataka niambie shinda wa Kenya ni gani? Hii inafanyanga wapigie kura mtu wa kwao.
Hii yenye inafanya watu wapiga kura kiukabila.
Yaani kiukabila. Awapigi mtu kura juu wanamjua ama vile wanajua utenda kazi wake. Lakini ni ile tu ya ukabila. Ati huyu ni mtu wetu. Tunataka tumpigie kura. Nataka unielezee shida za Wakenya ni nini?
Shida kubwa kabisa ya Wakenya, kitu ya kwanza, Wakenya hawajui vile ufisadi inawaadhiri. Hiyo ni number 1. Kenyans don't know how corruption affects them. Kitu ya pili, Wakenya wengi wanaamini kwamba hawalipi tax. 90% ya Wakenya, they believe kwamba watu wenye wanalipa tax ni wale ambao wameandikwa kazi na serikali na wale ambao wameandikwa kazi na private companies.
And I knew that was going to be the beginning of the end. That was going to be the entry the government was going to use to finish Morara. So yesterday, Mercy Tarus, through a series of tweets, started attacking Morara over the use of Kenya ni home. Let me just read for you one of the tweets she posted. I have a disability and I must confess. Number 1, I cannot keep quiet when I know I am right. Number 2, I don't associate myself with people whose credibility cannot be confirmed beyond reasonable doubt. She's questioning Morara's credibility. And that's what the government wanted. Number 3, I am from a community of hunters and gatherers. I will hunt you and gather you until you do the right thing. We were saying that the Gen Zs were tribeless. Now, Mercy is now invoking her tribe here. I am a teacher. Deal with notorious kids. You cannot fool me in private and shine in public. Which means the fact that Morara was now the shining light is also an issue here. Number 6, I know a fraud when I see one. You get it? Number 7, time will make your masters come out. You are nothing but a puppet. Are you getting the point there? Kenya ni home and home must be respected. That is Mercy Tarus. And I can assure you from that encounter between, that confrontation between Mercy Tarus and Morara, problem. In fact, I just don't want to go through the entire thing here, but let us go to McOure. The same yesterday, photos of Kasmuel McOure meeting with Sylvanus Osoro also emerged online. And just like I was trying to explain to you guys, the government just wanted to get the thumb screw of these gentlemen, their weakest point. And by now, they've profiled the gentlemen. Let me just read for you what Indeed posted somewhere here. Boss, we'll just buy him with your money and you will get nothing. That's David Day. But if you study these photos clearly, McOure was set up. Because from these photos, the first photo which they shared is this one here, where you can clearly see McOure and Osoro just having tete somewhere. Wamesimama tu mahali there. Yeah? Discussing. Which means these guys were not really meeting, because if they were meeting, they would be on a table like this. Maybe Osoro saw him, told him, come. Even the second photo, where they are laughing, from the sitting arrangement, it means these guys were not seated on a table. From the first photo, it tells you that Osoro went to this meeting, this place. Then he asked someone to go and take a photo of him from far. Then after that, he convinced this guy to come and sit down here. None other better photo was taken. But the reason they're doing this is because the government has always wanted their thumb screw. They've always wanted anything to use against them. As a matter of fact, Kenya Kwanza has hired bloggers on many occasions to just try and deal with these guys without any success. So let us look at the implication of yesterday's events. Number 1, the government has now successfully planted seeds of discord amongst the agencies. That mistrust is not going to be erased. There is no way, and I can assure you, there's no way Kebaso Morara will work with Mercy Tarus. The trust is gone. The agencies will not embrace Kasmuel McOure because they believe he has been bought. And that is what these guys wanted to come out. So that's number one. Number two, the government will now use the divide and rule. And they are going to use Morara, who is enjoying the support of most Kenyans, who is also planning to venture into politics, as a case study, that Morara is doing these things for his personal gain. And the fight is actually going to come from within the agencies themselves, the alleged faceless, the alleged leaderless group. Amongst them, they're going to fight. And they're going to do parallel things. And they're going to fight each other. The fourth thing which is going to happen is that a supremacy battle. Who is more powerful? Who is doing the right thing? Who is not doing the right thing? What's been bought? Who is joining? We are going to witness that supremacy battle between these gentlemen moving forward, which is very unfortunate. And lastly, the propaganda. Some of these guys will not sustain the government propaganda because the government has now gotten what they wanted. Tarus will be spewing out things, they'll be picking. Morara will be sending back, they'll be picking. And you see, Tarus even posted private conversation with Morara. And I've gone through those private conversations. There is nothing really that Morara said bad about Mercy Tarus that deserved the kind of the kind of rebuttals we are witnessing. So let us wait and see. And my prayer is that the agencies of the Republic of Kenya must remain united because they're the only hope for this country. As I don't think our generation will be able to save this country. And I know how government operates. You know, I've been on this platform for a long time. Around slightly 3.5 years ago, the government tested me with money. Someone invited me to a meeting. Unknown to me, they were government agents. An offer was given to me to sell out this channel and leave. Yeah, it was very tempting. But I had figured out that if I did that, I think by that time, this channel had reached, was it 80,000 subscribers? We are not hit 100, I think. I asked myself, if I did that, what next? How will my subscribers, because I know there are people who started following me when I could not even face the camera and speak. And they've seen me grow. At some point, even when this channel was not paying, I remember so many people asked me. In fact, that's why I normally share my line here, my WhatsApp, my M-Pesa number here. Some people started telling me, Lee, you are doing a good job. Kamata hiyo, kunywa coffee, blah, blah. And the support I was going to lose. So I said to myself, money is never enough. Even if they gave me this money, it will be finished. What will I do? But my channel, I can push it. And at some point, they even tried to ask people to unsubscribe. You normally see them here. Those are government agents asking people to unsubscribe here. Yeah, there at some point they did that. At some point, they even reported this my channel. Yeah, but we pushed on without making noise. So I know what the government can do. If these young men are not serious, they're going to be given offers. Some of them will never be able to reject. Yeah. So let's just hope that the Gen Zs, the young generation, will rise up to the occasion. They have a very bright future, by the way. They are all educated. They are young. I mean, Kenyans have accepted them. All of them can just pursue whatever they want politically, so that in the next parliament, Kenyans can raise money for them and they'll be elected. You know, the kind of leaders we have in parliament today is sickening. Yeah. In fact, sometimes I'm even tempted to try and venture into politics, which I don't want. Till next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.